This video provides an update on the killing of the three University of Virginia American football players Lavel Davis Jr., Perry and Devin Chandler, and the executions of football star Franco Harris, actress Sonya Eddy, Ronnie Turner, and two others. Hello friends, this is Unmasked Truth with Harmanjit Saini, where I provide unique analysis of world events based on the unmasked truth that after surrender, Germany continued World War II clandestinely and became a killing machine. I also provide true news that you will find nowhere else. In my video of December 19, 2022, I discussed the deaths of three University of Virginia American football players, Lavel Davis Jr., Perry, and Devin Chandler, on November 13, 2022, who was shot in the head and killed on a bus when it pulled to a stop at a campus parking garage as they returned from a field trip to see a play in Washington, D.C. Another University of Virginia student and former member of the University of Virginia football team, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr., and former member of the football team, was the shooter. He was on the field trip with the team members. Devin Chandler was shot while he was sleeping. The prosecutor stated that Jones Jr. appeared to be targeting specific people. I also stated that the three killed were murderers who had murdered a white adult and or child to get masquerader help to enhance their football careers. These killings were recent, meaning within the past few years. The updated information is that the three did not murder people a few years ago but very recently. That leads to new insights into what is still going on. The first insight is that there are still plenty of people, both German masqueraders and African Americans, who think they can still get ahead in their professional sports or entertainment industry careers and life by murdering a white adult and or child of non-German ancestry. There can be multiple reasons for this. They think they will not be able to achieve the success they want without masquerader sport. They want to make a lot of money, enjoy its benefits, and help their families. They simply don't want to work a regular 10 to 30-hour job and live poor for the rest of their lives, poor or middle class. Therefore, they are willing to take the risk of being caught or being put to death for their crime because the non-masquerader side has amply demonstrated that they will summarily execute those who commit murder, as happened in the case of Lavel Davis Jr., Perry, Devin Chandler, George Floyd, Dante Wright, Stephen Twitch Boss, rapper Takeoff, Jack Knight, college football player Spencer Webb, Brianna Greer, Patrick Leoya, Amir Locke, and others. They'd rather risk dying than live poor or middle class. There is likely another huge payoff. They are willing to risk injury or death at the hands of police because they and or their families will become rich after they hire attorneys Ben Crump or Lee Merritt as their attorneys and file a civil rights violation lawsuit or discrimination lawsuit and call Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson to whip up some racial hatred. The second insight is that they think they have high chances of getting away with the murders these days. But these executions prove that to be a delusion. The third insight is that police shootings of such murderers or violators of white women against their will with threats have reduced to almost nothing. The reason probably is that my videos have exposed why such people were really shot dead by police. Now our non-masquerader side has started using more innovative ways to put such murderers to death swiftly. Consider the case of the three University of Virginia football players. This is what likely happened. Davis Jr., Perry, and Chandler committed the murders and probably with threats were forced into the University of Virginia football program as players. They probably would not have qualified for the team on the basis of their performance alone. In addition, they wanted masquerade sport and having a standout college playing record so that they could be shoe-ins for selection into the NFL, National Football League, at a lucrative contract, and with masquerade sport have an outstanding NFL career. However, in the process, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. was denied the opportunity to continue playing for the University of Virginia team. They also probably taunted him for not making the team. That's why he shot the three dead. He may have been encouraged to do so. This illustrates how perhaps tens of thousands in professional sports have been denied a fair opportunity to have a career in sports because many were willing to commit murder to get the unfair opportunity to have a sports career. Only time will tell how it goes with Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. about the killings he has done. My hope is that he was encouraged to do so, which means that he has joined the non masquerader side. I hope he and his family have also refused to join the masquerader side by not calling in or indicating his choice on the internet or whatever process the masqueraders have used for people to indicate their choice. I am sure eventually all the police officers who have been convicted of the killing of George Floyd and others will be let free at the earliest opportunity. In the same way, Christopher Jones Jr. Let go. Will also be let go free if he was encouraged to kill the three to bring them to justice. This case illustrates the two contrasting choices. Masquerade method is any which way you can, including murder of innocent people. This denies hardworking people a fair opportunity based on merit and hard work. That's the way people are choosing by joining the masquerader side. In contrast, vast majority of people choose to make it in life based on merit and hard work. To put it bluntly, one is Satan's way of doing things and the other is God's way. By choosing the masquerader side, people are choosing Satan's side. We know ultimately God's way will triumph, though Satan's way may win temporarily initially. Now, examples of these murderers also indicate to us that most African Americans and other minorities have chosen the masquerader side very carefully. They identify with their ways and have bought into the propaganda that slavery was entirely an institution perpetrated by people of British descent and the slaves were brutalized by them. They choosing to ignore the truth that while slavery was a joint enterprise, brutal treatment of slaves, attempts to keep slavery as an institution intact by fighting a civil war, and brutal treatment of African Americans after the Civil War was orchestrated by German masqueraders. The British, once they realized that slavery was morally wrong, ended it not only in Britain, America, and their colonies, they ended it worldwide by ending the seaborne slave trade. Now, we have no illusion what their choosing the masquerader side means. Just as Germans and German masqueraders planned to exterminate all non masquerader whites and their allies, all minorities and African Americans allied with the German masqueraders agree with their goal and have fully committed to participating in it. The other side has no choice but to choose the same goal. That's the impact of choosing the masquerader side. In a way, this choice has separated the goats from the sheep. Now, the American Football Hall of Fame player Franco Harris, who played running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Seattle Seahawks, reportedly died on December 21, 2022 at the age of 72. The cause of death was not revealed. Harris was selected by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round of the 1972 draft. Murders of whites of non-German ancestry by the masqueraders, Italians, African Americans, and their other allies had started in the 1960s. Harris did commit a murder which was partly responsible for his start in the NFL. Therefore, Franco Harris was put to death for that crime. So this is another case that illustrates that it was still possible to make it into sports and the entertainment industry on merit. Terry Bradshaw, who was the quarterback when Harris played for the Steelers, made it in the NFL on merit, as did Howie Long and others. However, as time went on, masqueraders got more grip on all aspects of the American economy with threats and murders, and it was getting more difficult to make it on merit. So people like Franco Harris wanted the easy route and wanted to make it really big. They wanted to make big money. So they resorted to murder to get masquerade a sport. Franco Harris was half Italian. Now, Sonya Eddy, the African American actress who played the tough but compassionate nurse Epiphany Johnson in the sitcom General Hospital, and had appearances in other sitcoms such as Married with Children, Home Improvement, and Murphy Brown, reportedly died on December 19, 2022 at the age of 55. Cause of death was not disclosed. Eddy was actually executed for murder committed more than a decade ago to receive help in her acting career. Now, it was reported that Tina Turner's son Ronnie Turner, who was an actor, died on December 8, 2022 of complications from colon cancer. In 2018, Tina's oldest son Craig committed suicide. I had reported in an earlier video that Tina Turner advanced her entertainment career by meeting the masquerader hurdle qualification of murder of a white adult and or child of non-German ancestry. She is awaiting justice for that crime. But justice has been served in the case of Ronnie Turner. He was put to death. It was back in 2018 when Tina's older son Craig died by suicide. Tina gave birth to Craig before she met her husband, Ike, but they adopted Craig once they wed. As for Ronnie, he too made a name for himself in Hollywood as an actor, and what's love got to do with it in the 1990s? So justice was served in Ronnie Turner's case because he was executed for committing murder. Now, a California Highway Patrol Captain, 49-year-old Julie Harding, was found dead with a gunshot wound on December 10, 2022 in her home in Salina, Tennessee, which she and her husband Michael Harding had bought in 2019. Authorities stated that her death does not appear to be the result of foul play. Earlier, Michael Harding had been found dead on September 26, 2022, with multiple gunshot wounds in a home on Glasgow Road in Burkesville, Kentucky, about 30 minutes away from their Tennessee home. Michael Harding had earlier been reported missing. Now, his death was ruled a homicide by the authorities. He was from the Sacramento area in California and had moved to Tennessee in 2019. Now, Michael and Julie Harding were not celebrities, but I am discussing them to illustrate the point that besides celebrities, ordinary murderers are also being executed. Both Julie and Michael Harding were put to death for the murders they had committed, probably in California. They moved to Tennessee probably to get away from the area where they had committed the murders. But the long arm of non-masqueraders found the two masqueraders and executed them. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please continue to watch my videos and read my articles on important world events, World War III watch, politics, international business, advice on health and medical problems, and much more for in-depth and insightful analysis. Please also subscribe to my YouTube and Facebook channels, Unmasked Truth with Harmanjit Saini, to view and get information on the latest videos.